Hello, everybody. I hope you're having a great week. So, welcome to Module 5. So, I'm here to talk to you about, first of all, I want to just clear up what is due this week with your assignments. First of all, I know that some of you last week there was a little bit of confusion about the strategies that you have to do. You are going to be completing a reader's notebook made up of 30 strategies in all. 5 strategies for phonemic awareness, 5 for phonics, for phonemic awareness, phonological awareness, phonics, vocabulary, comprehension, and fluency. 6 times 5 is 30. On week 4, you were to do 5 strategies for phonemic awareness and 5 strategies for phonics. Then in this week, in week 5, you're going to do 5 strategies for phonics. Now, I want to go over, just as a reminder, what you need to do for those strategies. When you talk about the strategy write-up, what does that look like? So I'm just going to share this so you can see my screen. So here are the directions. All of you should have your textbook. Your textbook, the reading resource textbook, both your textbooks have tons of strategies. So I know that you know the strategies. So you're going to name the strategy, whatever it is you're going to use. So let's say it is using Elkonin boxes for phonics. You would name that. How does a strategy contribute to reading growth and achievement? So let's say you were using Elkonin boxes, which I'm going to show you in a minute. You would explain, how does that contribute to phonics? Third, explain in detail the steps to implement the strategy. You're going to list them: first, second, third, fourth. Explain it. How can it be adapted for English second language learners? How can it be adapted for students with dyslexia or severe learning difficulties? This part right here where it says, how can a strategy be adapted for gifted students? I decided not to do that. You do not have to do that. If you look on the rubric, you can see, when we go here, if you look at the rubric, for each strategy, it's the same. You're going to get 25 points if you have 5 research strategies that align with whatever it is that you're doing. If it's phonemic awareness, they need to align with phonemic awareness. If you're doing phonics, they need to align with phonics. So let me give you an example. If you did a rhyming activity where it was all oral and you said that was phonics, it would be wrong, because that would be a phonological awareness strategy, not a phonics strategy. So it needs to align with the component that we're talking about. Did you explain how it aligns? Do you have step-by-step instructions? Do you have an accommodation for ESOL students? And do you have an accommodation for students that have reading difficulties? That's why we did Module 2 first, or we did Module 2. That's where we went over all the different accommodations. You need to go back to that module and use that information to help you with the accommodations. So in Module 5, you're going to do 5 strategies for phonics. That's one of your assignments because the focus of Module 5 is phonics and word recognition. Then you have a read, connect, and respond, like we always do. This week, you're going to log into this workshop called Rise Workshop. You'll log in, and you have to create an account. I already have an account created, although it doesn't look like that one's working. You create an account, and once you create an account, you are going to do the first 5 workshops in it. And it basically, you're going to watch 5 videos, and then you're going to take a quiz after you watch the videos. And this is going to teach you some basic phonics skills. After you do that, you're going to write your reaction is you're going to write about what you learned, explain the connection you made between your learning from the RISE workshop and your learning from the course resources that you engaged in. Okay? So you have your read, connect, and respond. You have your 5 strategies for phonics. And the third thing is you have a phonics phonemic awareness lesson plan. So you need to develop a lesson plan using the EATS template. There's the template. You can go right here and it takes you to the template. Okay, there's a template in which you model phonemic awareness and phonics in that lesson, where you teach explicitly phonics and phonemic awareness. Now, you can do that with a book or not, but you have to, in that lesson, someplace in that lesson, you need to teach phonics and you need to teach phonemic awareness. Now, I'm going to give an example. One of the students in this class, he recently did an interactive read aloud. In his interactive read aloud, he actually taught rhyming words. Rhyming words is not phonemic awareness, it's logical awareness, but he did teach that rhyming aspect. So you need to, if that student would also add phonics in it, that would be a way that you're using a book to teach phonemic awareness and phonics. Okay? So those are the 3 things that you're doing this week. You have your read, connect, and respond. You have your 5 phonics strategies, and you have a lesson plan in which you're teaching phonics and phonemic awareness. And I think what I'm going to do for this one, it's actually phonics or phonological. If you do phonological awareness, that's fine. So you could do phonological or phonemic awareness, that's fine. But I need to see both in that lesson plan. Okay? Now, I wanted to give you an example of a phonics strategy that I've used a lot. And this strategy is called, I'm going to stop sharing here so you can see my screen. This strategy is called Tap It, Map It, Graph It, and Zap It. So I love this strategy. So what we're going to do on this strategy is you're going to say a word for a student. So let's say the word is sat. I sat in my chair. The first thing you're going to do is teach the student to tap out the phonemes. So I'm going to tap it. S, at. Let's say it again. Let's tap it. S, at. So sat has 3 phonemes. S, at. I tapped it. Now I'm going to map it. So you can give your students some kind of a token, and they're going to map it, and they're going to put it on the board like so. So I would put 3. I don't have 3 hands, but I would put 3 for the s, at. I tapped it. Now I mapped it. Now the third thing is we're going to graph it. So you would then have the students write s, at. Write the word sat. That is graphing it. So we tapped it. We mapped it. We graphed it. Now we're going to zap it. Sat. Sat. That's another word for blending it. So this is a strategy that you can use a lot. And we can see that this is integrating 2 different things, isn't it? It's integrating phonemic awareness because students have to first tap the sounds, which is phonemic awareness, and it integrates phonics because they have to write the sounds also. You can also have your kids, instead of something like this, You can give them Play-Doh to use. And so imagine that for the SAT, you put Play-Doh like this on there. So imagine you had 3 Play-Dohs, SAT. Then you can tell the kids, I want you to smash the S sound. So the students would go, they kind of like doing that. And it's a tactile experience for them. Another thing I wanted to show you is a toolbox that I created. So when I do tutoring in the local elementary school, I have this and we bring this little tutoring box. So, of course, it has a Visa marker. You're going to need that when you do writing, when you do work with phonics. And we use it for things like this. I also included, you guys have seen these poppers, but this is great. Let's use the activity I just did, SAT. How many phonemes does SAT have in it? S, A, T. Those kids can pop that out. I also have in here Play-Doh, where you can have kids put the balls for different phonemes. I have these for to graph, like to map it in an activity like we have here. I have copies of letters for students to use. And this, turn it around this way. And if you remember when we went over emergent literacy, this is a great way for students to track print. So use that too. So that's just one skill or one strategy that you can use. So this week, phonics and word recognition. So you have quite a bit of reading to do. You have 3 assignments. You're on module 5. You're over halfway there. If you have any questions, I want you to reach out to me before an assignment is due. If you don't understand something, reach out to me. I am more than happy to do individual conferences and meet with you and go over a lesson. If you want to send me a lesson before it's due and have me look over it, don't mind looking at that either. Okay, have a great day and do well on Module 5.